criticised by parents for banning local Black Country words and phrases in the classroom.
The school says the Black Country dialects can make it difficult for children to learn proper English and can hold them back in the future. But parents say it's an important part of their heritage and their culture. Victoria Davis reports.
This school may be in the Black Country, but you won't be hearing the Black Country dialect in the classrooms. That's because the head teacher has banned local phrases at Collie Lane Primary in Hales Owen to try and improve literacy standards. But some parents have accused the school of attacking a heritage they're proud of.
Well, I think it's a crazy thing, really, because, I mean, it's all part of our culture. It's us. We are Black Country, and if we can't talk like we want to talk, well, what's going to happen, you know?
It's basically teaching kids that what their mums, dads and aunts and grandmothers say is wrong.
Well, I think it's absolutely disgusting. Honestly, it's a joke.
People do discriminate against you, and I don't want the children to be discriminated against in the future, but I am proud of where I live.
That's the way they're brought up to speak, and I mean, people in Newcastle, Liverpool, they've got an accent. Back countries have got an accent as well.
Parents have all been sent a letter with the top 10 most damaging phrases. They include they was instead of they were, I day instead of I didn't, a instead of pardon. There's also a zero tolerance approach on it wore me instead of it wasn't me, something instead of something, and gonna instead of going to. The head teacher said that this isn't an attack on local culture, but a way of preparing children for the future when they'll be in direct competition with other young people for jobs and university places.
This is about just getting the best for our children, because we want them to compete with the very best in the world and in the country, and we want them to hear about them going on to the top universities and having fantastic careers. And if we can give them a skill that helps them to progress that way, then we must do that.
But academics say language is something which can't be controlled.
You can't actually ban a dialect. I mean, it's impossible. You can't control the way people speak. You can educate them, you can tutor them, you can encourage them to speak in a certain way, but ultimately, young people are going to speak however they like, so it's uncontrollable.
While the dialect is banned in the classroom, the school says children are free to use slang in the playground. And Black Country folk say it may not be the Queen's English, but for them, it's Boston. Victoria Davis, ITV News, Hales Owen.
And in case you're wondering why the head teacher was in a onesie there, well, the reason is it's to do with children in need. So let's have a look at what you've been saying about this subject, because it has really got you talking today. We'll start off with Sandra Faulkner, who's from Telford, and says, I think it's a good idea to speak properly. It's a matter of correct grammar, which can be important in some jobs when the pupils are older.
Dawn Turner in Birmingham says it's rather insulting to the students. You should never forget your roots and should never be discriminated against. Teachers of all people, she says, should know this.
Zoe Sherwood says, as long as children write correctly, does it really matter how they speak? They should not be taught to be ashamed of their heritage.
And finally, Phil Mitchell from Stone in Staffordshire says, yeah, I'm kidding. You can't be speaking in your own dialect. It's Boston. Apologies for the accent.
Well, thank you very